Have you ever woken up and felt like your body just isn't what it used to be? Maybe your steps are slower now. Getting out of bed feels like lifting something heavier than it should. And your energy? It's not gone, but it slips away a little more each day, like sand falling through an hourglass. It's easy to think, well, this is just part of getting older. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be. You're not too late. Not by a long shot. There's still time to feel strong again, to move with more ease, and to wake up with a quiet spark of energy. And you can do it without spending a fortune or turning your life upside down. In this video, I'll share 5 simple practices. Nothing extreme, just gentle shifts you can start right now that build into something real over time. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal 2 of the most powerful changes, ones that could truly restore your sense of strength, your rhythm, even your joy. Because this isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. Your independence matters, your dignity matters, and you deserve to feel both every single day. If this message speaks to you, feel free to subscribe, turn on notifications, or share it with someone who needs it. And if you'd like to help me improve, just drop a 1 or 0 in the comments. I read them all, and they guide what I make for you next. Now, let's begin. Together. 1. Sleep well. Have you ever noticed how a bad night's sleep can throw off your entire day? The truth is, the quality of your sleep plays a major role in your long-term health, especially as you get older. It's one of those simple things that becomes more and more powerful with age. And yet, sleep isn't always easy to come by. If you've been struggling with it, whether it's falling asleep, waking up through the night, or waking up still feeling tired, you're not alone. But let me be clear about one thing. Growing older doesn't mean you have to settle for poor sleep. In fact, now more than ever, it's the perfect time to protect it, to make sleep a priority, not an afterthought. Because as we age, sleep becomes a cornerstone of our well-being. It supports everything, your body, your mind, your emotions. While you sleep, your body enters a quiet, incredible state of healing. This is when your immune system does its work, when your cells repair. Sleep sharpens your memory, lifts your mood, and helps your brain think clearly. Without it, even small tasks can feel heavy. You might find yourself forgetful, foggy, or drained before the day even begins. Over time, restless nights add up. They can wear down your patience, your energy, and even your joy. And yet, we don't have to let that happen. It is possible to sleep well again, to wake up feeling clear, light, and steady, even if it's been a long time since you last did. The key isn't in massive changes. It's in gentle, intentional shifts that help your body find its rhythm again. Start by making your bedroom a peaceful place. Soften the lights. Light a candle. Take a warm bath, or spend a few minutes doing deep breathing before bed. These small actions tell your body it's time to let go. One more thing. Turn off those screens at night. Phones and TVs give off blue light, and that can block the melatonin your body needs to fall asleep. Even just 30 minutes without them can make a difference. Sleep isn't just rest. It's a quiet gift you give yourself, one that heals your body, calms your mind, and restores your spirit. Each night of good sleep brings you closer to a better tomorrow, one with more energy, more clarity, and more strength to enjoy what you love. So take care of your sleep, because when you do, you're taking care of the most important person in your life, you. 2. Don't stay still. Have you ever stopped to think about how much time you spend sitting each day? At first, it might not seem like much, but if you really look at it, you might be surprised, or even a little shocked. These days, sitting has become the default. We sit at work, we sit during meals, we sit to relax, and after a long day, that couch feels like the safest, most comforting place in the world. It makes sense. Your body wants rest. You've earned that. But here's the thing. Too much sitting, especially over time, does more harm than most people realize. Even if you don't feel it right away, your body notices. Quietly. Because sitting for long periods doesn't just make your muscles sore. It affects your circulation, your heart, your strength, and eventually, your independence. It's easy to shrug off a few hours here and there, but over the years, that stillness adds up. And before you know it, simple things, like getting up from a chair or walking across the room, can become difficult. That's not the future you want. Nobody wants to rely on someone else just to get out of bed or reach the kitchen. And yet, without movement, That's the direction many people quietly head toward. See, when you sit too long, blood tends to pool in your legs. Your heart works harder, your muscles shrink, your joints stiffen, and you lose the flexibility that once made moving so natural. This isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Inactivity chips away at your strength, your balance, even your mental clarity. And that's not all. Sedentary living is linked to chronic conditions, things like weight gain, high blood pressure, and even depression. Because when your body stops moving, your mind slows down too. You feel foggy, you feel off, and it's hard to shake that heaviness. But here's the good news. You don't have to overhaul your life. You don't need a gym membership. You don't have to run miles. You just need to move in a way that feels right for you. Start small. Stand up once an hour. March in place while watching TV. Stretch your arms. Roll your shoulders. Take the stairs, not the elevator. Even parking a little farther from the store is a step in the right direction. These tiny movements may feel like nothing, but over time, they build. They give you better circulation, more energy, stronger legs. And most of all, they help you keep your freedom. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something and doing it often. Even 1 minute of movement, one mindful action is an investment in the future version of you, the version who can walk, bend, carry, laugh, and live fully. So today, just make that choice, the choice to move. Because while stillness brings comfort, movement brings life. And your later years, they deserve more than just comfort. They deserve you, independent, vibrant, and free. 3, get sunlight. Let me ask you something. How often do you step outside and feel the sunlight on your skin? Because sunlight isn't just warmth, it's fuel. Real, life-giving fuel that your body needs, especially as you grow older. You see, as we age, something quiet but important begins to change. Our ability to naturally produce vitamin D starts to decline. And vitamin D isn't optional. It supports your bones, your muscles, your immune system, even your sense of balance. Without enough of it, we become more vulnerable to joint pain, stiffness, weakness, and even a higher risk of falling. And yet, so many of us spend our days indoors, wrapped in comfort, caught in routine, disconnected from something as simple and powerful as the sun. Here's the good news. It doesn't take much. Getting outside doesn't have to be a big event or a long walk. But just a few minutes of sunlight each day can be a game changer. Think about this. What if 10 minutes of fresh air and light in your garden, on your porch, or just around the block could lift your mood, calm your mind, and help you sleep better? That's what sunlight does. It resets your internal clock, it clears the mental fog, and it gently recharges you inside and out. I've found personally that even 5 minutes in the sun on a hard day can shift everything. It softens the weight, it soothes the aches. It reminds me there's still beauty to be found, even in the simplest moments. So no, you don't need to sunbathe for hours. And yes, do protect your skin with sunscreen. But don't be afraid to let the light in. Whether you go for a short walk, sit by a window, or simply step outside to breathe, you are giving your body something it deeply craves. Not just physical strength, but emotional steadiness too. Those quiet minutes in the sunlight ground you. They reconnect you. They remind you of what it feels like to be here, alive and aware. And in a world that moves so fast, that pause matters. So take that step, out the door, into the light. You might be surprised at how quickly you feel a little more energized, a little more peaceful, and a little more like you. One warm, sun-filled moment at a time. 3, get sunlight. Let me ask you something. How often do you step outside and feel the sunlight on your skin? Because sunlight isn't just warmth, it's fuel. Real, life-giving fuel that your body needs, especially as you grow older. You see, as we age, something quiet but important begins to change. Our ability to naturally produce vitamin D starts to decline. And vitamin D isn't optional. It supports your bones, your muscles, your immune system, even your sense of balance. Without enough of it, we become more vulnerable to joint pain, stiffness, weakness, and even a higher risk of falling. And yet, so many of us spend our days indoors, wrapped in comfort, caught in routine, disconnected from something as simple and powerful as the sun. Here's the good news. It doesn't take much. Getting outside doesn't have to be a big event or a long walk, but just a few minutes of sunlight each day can be a game changer. Think about this. What if 10 minutes of fresh air and light in your garden, on your porch, or just around the block could lift your mood, calm your mind, and help you sleep better. That's what sunlight does. It resets your internal clock, it clears the mental fog, and it gently recharges you, inside and out. I've found personally that even 5 minutes in the sun on a hard day can shift everything. It softens the weight, it soothes the aches, it reminds me there's still beauty to be found, even in the simplest moments. So no, you don't need to sunbathe for hours. And yes, do protect your skin with sunscreen. But don't be afraid to let the light in. Whether you go for a short walk, sit by a window, or simply step outside to breathe, you are giving your body something it deeply craves. Not just physical strength, but emotional steadiness too. Those quiet minutes in the sunlight ground you. They reconnect you. They remind you of what it feels like to be here, alive and aware. And in a world that moves so fast, that pause matters. So take that step, out the door, into the light. You might be surprised at how quickly you feel a little more energized, a little more peaceful, and a little more like you. One warm, sun-filled moment at a time. 4. Simple leg exercises. Have you noticed your legs aren't as steady as they once were? It's one of those quiet changes that sneaks up on you. The knees that used to carry you without question now ache. The walks that once cleared your mind now leave you winded. And suddenly, things you never thought twice about, standing, climbing stairs, even just getting up, start to feel harder. That feeling, like your legs are letting you down, it can be discouraging. But here's what I want you to remember. Your legs are not the problem. They're still with you. And they can still get stronger, no matter your age. It doesn't matter if you're in your 60s, your 70s, or beyond. It's not too late to rebuild strength. And the good news is, you don't need a gym. You don't need intense workouts. What you need is movement. Gentle, steady movement. Even just a few minutes a day. Try this. Hold onto a sturdy chair and do a few slow squats. Or lift your legs while sitting down. Use a resistance band, if you like, to gently wake up those muscles again. It might not seem like much at first, but these simple exercises keep your legs active, your balance steady, and your independence within reach. You're not just building muscle, you're protecting your freedom. Because here's the truth. The risk of falling, of needing help for simple things, increases when our legs weaken. But with consistency, just a few minutes daily, you can stay strong, confident, and in control. So whether you're standing and sitting a few times, doing leg lifts during your favorite show, or just stretching your feet in bed, every small move counts. Every small effort is a step toward a more active, more joyful life. 5. Practice yoga or Tai Chi. Now let's talk about something deeper. Not just movement, but healing movement. As we age, our bodies face new challenges. Stiff joints, tight muscles, and that sense of slowing down becomes part of daily life. It's frustrating, sometimes even disheartening. But within those changes lies a quiet opportunity, a way to reconnect with your body, your breath, and your balance. And that's where yoga and Tai Chi come in. These gentle practices don't ask you to be flexible. They don't ask for strength or youth or experience. All they ask is that you show up just as you are. A few minutes a day. That's all it takes to feel more grounded, more open, more alive. Tai Chi is often called a dance for the soul. Its slow, graceful movements flow like water, calming your nervous system, easing your mind, and helping your body remember what balance feels like. Yoga, on the other hand, is about listening inward. It teaches you to honor your limits and then gently stretch past them. It's not about poses. It's about presence. Whether you're sitting in a chair, lying on the floor, or standing in your living room, yoga and Tai Chi can meet you where you are. And more than just flexibility or strength, they offer peace. Peace in your breath, peace in your thoughts, peace in your body. So no matter your age, 50, 70, even 90, it's never too late to start, or to start again. You don't need fancy clothes, a big space, or expensive gear. Just a little time, a quiet corner, and the willingness to move with intention. Because these practices aren't just about improving your body. They nurture your spirit. They give you clarity. They build resilience. They help you stay connected to yourself and to the world around you. So take a moment, breathe deeply, and take one small step towards strength, calm, and balance. Yoga and Tai Chi aren't about doing more. They're about feeling more, feeling alive, feeling at home in your body again. And that is a gift that gets more valuable with time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Together, we explored the quiet power of yoga and Tai Chi, and how, with just a few mindful minutes a day, these practices can bring real change, not just to your body, but to your mind, your spirit, and your sense of connection to yourself. Whether you're just beginning or coming back to something you once loved, please remember, it's never too late to begin again. So let me ask you, what spoke to you most today? What part of this feels like something you want to try, starting now? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take a moment and leave a comment below. Just one thing you're going to start practicing in your life after watching this video. And if this message brought you clarity, comfort, or encouragement, I'd be grateful if you gave it a like, shared it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button so we can keep growing together. We're on this journey of wellness, step by step, moment by moment, and I'm honored to walk it with you. Until next time, take good care of yourself. You're worth it.